everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is another version of the High School Weekend Wrap, a playoff edition. We had the first round last weekend, and boy, let me tell you, it was stunning, startling, full of surprises, and of course, you know, some teams doing exactly what we expected them to do. So what we want to do is just talk about a couple of games. I'll kind of reach out. The good thing is, anything that we're talking about here, any of these recaps, you can watch the video highlights of those games at our YouTube page right here, State Champs TV, and just check out these particular games, and you can see exactly what we're talking about and get a little more knowledge on some of these teams, especially some of these teams maybe you don't know about that are getting set to see what they can do for the rest of the playoffs. Let's talk about Division I. Obviously, the big game we had going in, and certainly didn't disappoint, and that was Clarkston and Romeo, and it was Romeo really getting it done 28-14.
I had Clarkston winning, so
did I.
I got to eat some crow on that one. And
I had Clarkston in the semis, so much for that.
What I was taken back by was the defense that Romeo showed up. I didn't think they were going to be that good. We were just remarking off of camera that, you know, they have that defensive line. They got these kids about 5'8" or whatever, however tall they are on the defensive line, and they gave Clarkston all kinds of problems. Clarkston had one offensive touchdown. The other touchdown they got was on a kickoff return. I don't understand it. This was a team that was getting better and better each week. The offensive line was young all year for Clarkston, but they were getting better. Erickson was back in the lineup. They were moving the ball. They were scoring points, and Romeo shut them down. I guess what I'm looking at is the MAC is much better
than the OAA this year.
Right, and also much better maybe than I thought. I thought they were going to be up this year just by some of the comparative scores if you looked early in the season, some of the non-conference games. But the MAC Red, you know, is good. But the OAA, it just was not good this year. I don't even know if they've had a signature win recently.
Yeah, absolutely. And that Romeo defensive line, truly the definition of the Bulldogs.
Yes.
Right, their nickname, right? Little short, stout, getting it done. How about in Division II? Let's take a look at what's the battle of Midland real quick. Midland, Dow, and Midland, and Dow gets it done. This in a lot bigger fashion than I would have expected, 42-7.
Yeah, I was shocked by this score. The week before they played each other, it was like a 21-point game, which I was kind of taken aback by this, but this was even more surprising. Yes. Dow really has their number this year. Who knows how good they are. The Valley's kind of strange.
They've got Fenton now next.
Right, and because the one side of the Valley was really good because you had Lapeer, Mount Pleasant, and Midland High, and then the other side you had Dow, and Dow really didn't get challenged within their division, but it doesn't matter now. They're in the second round.
That's right, and Fenton just got by Holly, so I think we're expecting a good game. And of course, the real signature upset in Division II was, well, I called it the signature. You called this game, East English beating Warren De La Salle 25-21. It was just a downslide we saw at the end of the season for De La Salle, the defending champs.
Well, I guess the game was somewhat of a microcosm of the season for De La Salle, where they started real well in the season, 6-1, and they started well against East English. They were up 21-13. Right. Then they stopped scoring, and East English got a couple touchdowns late in the game. You know, I saw the game last year when they played in the district final, and East English, their coaching staff was just kicking themselves because they lost 17-10 and they made just a bunch of mistakes. And granted, De La Salle did too, but as a team trying to upset De La Salle, you're saying to yourselves, man, why did we make those mistakes? If we didn't make those mistakes, we would be the one. And we know what happened to De La Salle last year. So, you know, congratulations to East English. Look at the PSL teams. I mean, Denby's still in it, East English, and of course you got Cass and King. They're doing well.
Absolutely, no question about it. And Paul Burska now retiring as a result of that. So.
Well, that was kind of planned, as it turns out. I guess Paul was just waiting for the season to come to a conclusion and make his announcement.
Let's look at Division III, a game that I think was closer maybe than some expected, and that was DeWitt beating Hazlitt 38-20.
Man, these guys, and it was funny, we had highlights of this, and I watched this, and the announcer we had, I don't remember whom, but they were saying these teams don't like each other, and it's true. And it's funny, while that was going on, the kids were pushing and shoving each other. These are big rivals. The schools aren't that far apart. Even beginning in the season, or early mid-season, it was, I think, a 27-10 game, but it was 20-10, and Hazlitt was driving. They had the ball in DeWitt's territory, ready to make it even closer. DeWitt intercepted, boom, they got a touchdown to make a 17-point game. But and Haslett's not really that good this year. This is not a great Haslett team.
Right.
It's just a good Haslett team. And DeWitt will be better next year, too. So anytime you get these teams together, it's real tough.
Yeah, it's tough, and it's fun to watch. There's no doubt about it. Let's go over to Division IV and a game that actually ended up having some national attention. That was ESPN that was there to do a story on the Benton Harbor coach, and we did a story on the Benton Harbor coach. It just happened to work out. They happened coincidentally, and sure enough, Benton Harbor, after not winning a game the last, I think, 3 years, something of that nature.
They haven't had a winning season since '89.
A long time. They sneak in at 5-4. So we didn't think they were going to get it, but there were so many at-large teams.
Sure.
They played Dowagiac, and sure enough, they win 28-7.
Home game.
Home game.
How about those Tigers?
Yeah.
You know, it's just a great story because it's a downtrodden program. And for Elliot Uzelak to come in and turn things around and make something positive happen. And we all know that.
At his age.
At 74, I believe.
Yeah.
And you got those kids in Benton Harbor. That's a basketball town.
Yeah.
They've been to the state finals before many a time. But it's never really been a basketball school. So you always wonder, okay, you got good athletes playing basketball. How come we don't have a good football team? Now they do.
Absolutely. Okay, one more for you guys, and that was from Division 6. We'll take a trip. And how about talk about Calumet beating Negaunee?
Yeah, I saw some of those highlights.
24-14.
The Copper Kings.
The Copper Kings.
One of my favorite
Negaunee.
names. I did too.
Yep.
Negaunee has more of a tradition. So, you know, who could see this one coming? You know, Calumet way up there. And
Hockey town.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's what they're known for.
That's right.
But, you know, that's congratulations to them. And maybe Negaunee isn't as good as they were in years past. So.
Yeah, now they got Boyne City.
Boyne City's good.
Yeah.
One lost Boyne City.
Yeah, one loss. They beat Oscoda 55-20, so it'll be an interesting game. See if Calumet can hang in there. That's the wrap for now. Remember, all the games we just talked about you can watch right here on our YouTube page. We'll bring you the preview in just a couple days.